Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, nice to see everybody. I've held off on making a video for about 2 weeks now. These past 2 weeks have been mortifying. I was not doing very well mentally at all. I was very lost and confused. My voice is really hoarse right now. I'm so sorry. It might be the cold. I was just outside, took a little run with Bingo, and I just decided to sit down and record because my mind finally feels like it's clear. That actually does help. Running and jogging actually really helps clear your mind. So I figured I'd record while I have this little piece in my head, a little bit of peace to give out for everybody. You know, because if I'm feeling peaceful, everybody should be feeling peaceful, right? Not right. You know, some people really have reasons not to feel at peace. And I think about that a lot, especially when I have weeks like I did, like the past 2 weeks when I have those types of weeks. I always tell myself that, you know, other people are going through worse. Other people are going through real life traumatic things at this moment. People are going through grief and death and sickness and illness and all the horrible things, war somewhere, you know, there's always worse happening. But as much as I tell myself that, it does not magically fix the problem. It does not magically make me feel better. It doesn't magically make me feel happy. I still feel it either way. It makes me a little less dramatic. You know, my life's not ending. I know that eventually I'll be okay. I just have to sort through what's going on in my head. And sometimes it takes more time than I would like. And these past 2 weeks, it has been that. Because I started telling myself, like, the past, like, year or so, I'm like, oh, like, no, I'm getting better because I'm not getting depressed as often. Or when I do get depressed, I bounce back like this. I'll bounce back within, like, 4 or 5 days, and then I'm perfectly fine. So then when I started noticing that, I started telling myself that. I was like, no, like, I'm doing great. I'm fine. Like, shit, I'm healing. I'm doing good. Well, what I don't hear often is that in the healing process, ups and downs are not just over a couple months span. You can have ups and downs. Your whole life is an up and down in general. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like right now I'm up. Right now I feel up. 3 hours ago, I was down. I was down bad. So it's like, when you think of it in that aspect, you know, your whole life is up and down. But anyway, I got off track. Oh, Bingo's about to jump up here. It might rattle a little bit. Bingo, you want to say what's up? Oh, he put himself in the frame today, and he's laying down. He's also tired from our run. He's been wearing his vest lately. It is Florida, and it has been 30 degrees outside. Oh, my Lanta. I have my back door slit open right now. I'm enjoying the fresh air. Oh, it's so nice. I have missed this. Like, my face is still, like, a little wind bitten. It feels good. I don't know why, but I think I'm so used to being, like, oily and hot and, like, sweaty and gross that when the wind and, like, the cold comes in, I feel clean. Like, I feel so, like, the wind is, like, cleaning me as it goes by. It's doing a drive-by clean. But yeah, so anyway, it's been a rough couple weeks. I told myself when I've been editing, I need to, like, make more contact. I look away a lot, especially when I'm thinking or like that, like just trying to find the words. I do that a lot, but I told myself I was gonna try looking more at the camera. Doesn't really matter anyway. You know, when I started this, like, I did say it was gonna be a podcast. I kept saying podcast, but I think I'm going for, like, podcast / vlog style, or just kind of like a sit down and chat with me. If you're watching me, if you're listening, you know, either one, I want it to be a enjoyable experience, you know? I want it to be an experience to where you don't have to watch, but if you are watching, it'll be joyful. it'll be enjoyable. That's the word, not joyful. Enjoyable. There we go. My words have been switching up all day. Like, I don't know what it is, but if two separate words have the same, like, 3 letters in them, I just interchange them. It's been happening all day today. Hopefully that doesn't mess me up too much during the video. Anywho. So to get into it, I realized like I said in the beginning, I was lost and confused. I started feeling like I'm not meant to be here. And whoa. Not in the way, like not like that, not anymore. That was a long time ago. I love life. I love living. Life is worth living. I feel like that now, okay? But anyway, I did start to feel like I don't belong here. I don't belong here. That's a better, I think that might have been what I just said, and I just said it over again, which could be right, but I mean it in a different context. You know, I'm glad I'm not live, because if I was live, this would be a fucking train wreck. Luckily, I can cut this shit out. But honestly, I just like to leave some of this in here just purely for entertainment. Yeah, so I've been feeling like I don't belong. I have been having constant obsessive thoughts about leaving Florida, about moving to Colorado, starting a new life, road tripping over there, like not even finding an apartment. Like I just want to go there and like live in my car for a few weeks until I can find a job and then get an apartment. Like that type of shit. Like I literally it's been constant, and still like right now I'm like thinking about it and just like like I want to leave right now type of shit. Like I want to pack up all my stuff and go. But it's not as bad. Like saying it out loud now it's not as bad as it was the past couple days. The past couple days, if I even like started saying that, I would start crying because I knew that I couldn't right now, and I knew that I have to hold off on that, and I have to wait, and I can't go right now. And it like makes me so sad. I started realizing today that it's either going to be one way or the other. It's either I'm going to be sad for the next year and 3 months that I have to wait that long in order to move there, or in order just to go traveling, or that I have the next year and a half to enjoy Florida and enjoy the people in it and enjoy being around my brother and my dad and being closer to my grandma, having more access to my family and friends. I need to enjoy that before I leave. And because it's not an if, it's when. And I know the when. It's when this lease is up. I'm gone. I'm leaving. Like there's no if, ands, or buts about it. I'm getting out of Florida. I can't stand it anymore. It like hurts. It feels there's constant pressure, and like my soul is trying to claw its way out of my body towards the West Coast, towards Colorado, towards Oregon, towards my car, towards a road trip, towards anywhere but here. Anywhere. The mountains. I just want to be in the mountains. I want to drive in the mountains. I feel so at peace. I just feel so at peace. And I know that, you know, people will get into the statistic of it all the time. It's a lot more expensive over in Colorado. It's completely different than over here. And I say the same thing, obviously. Like, no kidding. Like, I'm not looking to, you know, my lifestyle is not going to be rich when I get there. It's going to be national parks. But yeah, getting a van and like making like a home van. I see it all the time. Everybody has probably seen videos like that of people buying a van and then making it into like a mini RV. Like you can put a bed in there, a kitchen, like everything. And I would be so happy with that. You have no idea. I would literally, that'd be all I need. And this one, who is currently driving me insane. But yes, he knows. He gave me such a side eye. But I'd be happy with that. Not forever, of course. Not forever. But to travel with. To go across the states with. And once I'm done with the states, then every year I'll take a trip across country for like a month or two. You know, I have such an urge to travel. And just to get the fuck out of Florida, that is what I really fucking want. But yeah, like imagine that. So like I just saw this video of this girl who lives in a van and she has a dog, a pit bull too. He's a red nose though. He was a cutie pie. But she went to a national park, or like went, I don't even know where she was, but she just parked and then went to backpacked to a campsite, did a whole hike, slept in a tent next to like a lake, and then woke up, like went for a swim with the beautiful views, ate a nice breakfast, and then she just packed up her stuff, went back to her van, and just, I don't know what she did after that, but if it was me, I'd be going to the next campsite, or I'd go into town and like check out the cute little shops, or like, you know, find a new hike, or just do something, anything. Go explore, like meet new people, go figure out what that nice little old lady who sells jewelry and makes her own jewelry, see what her life story is, you know? Why did she start making jewelry? Has she been across country? Is she from, you know, fucking Russia? Who knows? But I'd love to know. I would love to know. I would like to figure out everybody's life story, especially the elderly and the geriatrics. I love to hear geriatric stories, okay? I'm a sucker for them. Like, please tell me about your time in World War II. Please tell me about your time in the Vietnam War. Please tell me the story of when you and all your girlfriends and your lady friends went out to the club and was like doing the disco and got Johnny, Jill, John, and frickin' Benny to come home with y'all and have a whole rager. Like, tell me how it was back then. How were the parties? You know, I heard that was pretty popular back in the day. What was that like? Where'd you get it from? You know? What was it like? Like, I want to know what it was like in the 70s and 80s type of thing. And, you know, 90s was fun. 90s was like, I love the 90s style and like the 90s like way of living and how it was back then, and the dance moves and the music. Oh, everybody knows the 90s and 2000s were the best, but I want to know about them 70s and 80s because I feel like they got down. Y'all ever heard a 70s song from a man? Or even from a woman? It's poetic. It's poetic. It's like heart-wrenching. The movies, the black and white movies, like they really will get you crying at the end. And it's because it's just so heartfelt and so, I don't know how to, you know, it's just beautiful. I feel like that was life before phones, before social media, before everybody was putting everything online. It was only reality. It was writing letters. It was the freaking mail boys and chasing down the mail boy to see if you got your letter. And you know, I just feel like that was so cute. And I love even more when I see a geriatric couple. Tell me your story. How did you meet? How did he get you? Because, you know, the women back then, they were hard to get. My grandparents' story, oh my God. It's been a long time since I've heard it. Forgive me, Grandma. Forgive me, Gram, if I'm wrong. Please correct me. I'm gonna ask her the next time I see her to hear the story again. But damn, y'all see that oh, did y'all see? Oh my god. Wait, hold on, did y'all see that? Wait, am I tripping? Oh, I ain't tripping. Look at that. You see that dead right there? Oh my god. Forgive me, I haven't waxed. Oh my god. I haven't waxed my armpits. I gotta do that. If you saw that, ignore it. It's winter, okay? I'm like Sandy Cheeks in hibernation. Leave me alone. Oh, you should see my legs. You can braid that shit. So anyway, my grandparents' story. My gram is a farmer. She was the farmer's daughter. She had I think she has 7 or 8 siblings, but she was raised on a farm. And my grandpa, I believe, was a neighbor, or I don't know where he came from. Maybe he was a stable boy or something. But anyway, my gran was outside doing something. I think she was tending to the garden or tending to the animals or something. And my grandpa wanted to impress her. He wanted her so bad. So what he did to impress her was he hopped onto one of the bulls, like a bull cow. He hopped onto one of them and smacked its ass, and he was freaking riding this bull. And my grandma's the one who told me the story. She was sitting there watching him like this, shaking her head. Well, my grandpa flew off the bull and landed in the wire fence and scratched himself up so bad that he was bleeding everywhere. And my grandma had to run over there and help him. And that's what his excuse was, is he just wanted to impress her. And then I'm guessing from there it was endgame, because I didn't really hear much after that. But who has a story like that nowadays? Nobody. I've never heard a story like that, ever. Are you kidding? And then when I was on my clinicals, when I was in EMT school, any patient that I had in the back that I was talking to and trying to distract and calm down, I'd always ask, especially if I typically only asked if I knew that their significant other was still around, because I wouldn't want to ask about if they were married or if they had a husband or wife, if they passed away recently before that, or I didn't want to freak them out or make them really upset. So if I knew that we just saw the husband, we just saw the wife, then on our way there I'd be like, so tell me, how did you and your husband meet, or how did you and your wife meet? And surprisingly, when they start thinking and they start recollecting those memories and they start telling that story, because typically that's a story that a lot of people will remember for the rest of their lives. Maybe not the specifics, but at least the setting, the time, the year, whatever it is, they'll remember. And when they start speaking about the story and they start telling the story, their eyes start to light up and they start to smile a little bit. And what's funny is they'll either become calm, and you can see it on the machine, their heart rate will start to slow a little bit. And then, but if they get excited, really excited, or they start getting really into the story, it'll get a little faster. And it's just so heartwarming. But it's insane to know how much that love has a physical effect on the human body. Because oh my god, you hear all the time, a broken heart can kill you, especially in that age. If your husband or wife passes away, heartbreak and despair and grief can kill. But it takes such a toll on the body. Just love in general, but it's beautiful. It is a beautiful thing. As much as it's deadly, it is beautiful. Damn. Now that's a quote. Love is as deadly as it is beautiful. Jesus. I feel like there's a book about that somewhere. Maybe I should write a book. No, don't hold me on that. Oh my goodness. Cheers. Dang, I'm 20 minutes in. I haven't even cheersed yet. Cheers. This would be the 4th video. But yeah, I love that old school love. I do. This lighting is like a little too bright for me. Let me just bring it back down a notch. Get a little dark in here. Hey. Who said we want a little darkness? But yeah, I love that old school love. I love writing letters. I still write letters sometimes. I do. That's such a nice conversation. I love talking about that. Like old love stories and old people. Like, in all honesty, anybody who disrespects elderly or are just flat out rude to elderly, no, next, like, you're out. I immediately don't respect you. I immediately think you're a fucking asshole and you're a piece of shit. Like, no, like, get out of my face. Like, especially if it's just for no reason. And I'm talking, like, for just no reason at all, simply because they're old. They just are just so rude to them because they think they're stupid or they think that they're gonna forget or they, I just, sorry. Anyway, where the hell did we start this conversation? Damn, I was talking about how rough these past 2 weeks have been and all this shit. Then I got to that. See, now I'm scared that this is like the high and then I'm gonna go back down again tomorrow, and I really don't want that to happen. I just want to stay cheerful. I want to stay cheerful and happy, and I don't want to be down again. When I tell you that these 2 weeks have been rough, I literally was finding counselors today. I was setting myself up for therapy. I set an appointment today. Tried to, but that shit pissed me off. I literally filled out this entire application, answered all the questions, got the appointment down for Wednesday, which is in 2 days, or today's Sunday, so 3 days technically. And then at the last page, I clicked submit request or something, and it popped up and said reservation is no longer available. And I was like, what? So I went back to the first page, tried to click a different time on the 26th or something, still was saying reservation not available. Every single time I tried to pick, and then I went, excuse me, that was only for February. So then I went to March, April, May, June. It's saying no days are available. I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? So that was really weird. I'm still sticking to it though, because if I got to that point, then I know that I need it. And I know that I need to go talk to somebody and I need to go into therapy. And there's a lot of things that I think I have suppressed for so long. There's a lot of situations, a lot of emotions that I did not allow myself to feel, or I chose to forget, and I pushed it down so deep in my memory that it has transferred into my subconscious, and now I just don't remember certain things, but I think they're still affecting my life to this day. Even though it was years and years ago, it's still bothering me and causing me to think the way that I do. I start to feel very bad about myself, very guilty, very angry and frustrated at everything and everyone around me. I start to feel ignored even though I'm pushing people away. So it's like a back and forth tug and pull game. But it's not a game, It's not a game at all. And it's like I do it unintentionally. It just happens, and then I notice it when time has passed, and I look back on it and I'm like, dang, I was being so mean and so put off, and I was putting people off. But then when I wasn't receiving any sort of, are you okay, or like, what's going on in your mind, then I would start feeling ignored and hurt and like nobody cares about me, even though I was just pushing them away. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. That's not good for me. That's not good for the people around me. It's confusing. It's not right. And I notice it, and I have noticed it for a while, and I thought that I could fix it myself. I thought that maybe if I caught it in time, that I could figure out what's going wrong, and I could figure out what was wrong, and then I could talk about it, and it would be better. And in all honesty, like, that has worked a couple times. Like, when I really do notice the problem, I talk about it, and then I feel better about it. But then there's the times where I talk about it and have a conversation about it, but then after the conversation I still feel the same, or I feel even more confused than before. So I think I'm trying to find an answer to a question that I don't know what the question is. So how am I possibly going to find the answer if I don't know the question? That's what it feels like constantly in my head. It's like chasing after something, but what am I chasing for? I don't know. Damn, that was a really good way to describe it. I can't even lie. So, yeah. Anywho, I'm gonna call that therapy office tomorrow and set the appointment and figure out if I can and why I wasn't able to online. And I'm gonna start going to try and sort shit out. And in the meantime, I'm going to definitely keep jogging and running. I have run club tomorrow, so that'll be perfect. Run club is tomorrow at 6:30, and we have been going recently. I just have to stay consistent with it because it's like Mondays or Wednesdays. Wednesdays is at... Yeah, I did not end up going. It was 25-30 degrees out today, and I was not freezing my ass off because my ears would have fell off. 5:30, and then Mondays is at 6:30, and they're different crowds. So like 2 different restaurants hold it, and then you go over the bridge and you run back. It's like a 5K, like a 3.5 miles or 3 miles. I don't know the specifics, I'm sorry. But they're like right next to each other. So they're like at the same area, but just 2 different places. Like one's here, one's like here, you know? Like it's literally like down the street. So anyway, Monday's at 6:30, that's tomorrow. Wednesday's at 5:30. My friend Aaliyah has been going. Love Aaliyah. She went last Monday, and then I think she's gonna go tomorrow too. So we're gonna go there. And then couple other friends. We've been meeting like friends as we've been going. We've been meeting friends. We met another girl there who was really nice. But I'm definitely gonna try to push myself tomorrow and like actually really try to run, because I'm realizing that it actually does clear my head. Every time I do push myself, just in like little like spouts, I feel really good afterwards. So definitely gonna keep up with that. It's been feeling good. And then, so that's that. My sourdough died. Both starters. So that's 4. That's 4. That did not go as planned. This was like 5 days ago. Me and Kyle started 2 new ones today. I bought whole wheat flour because apparently I found this lady, like this website, it's called amybakesbread.com, and if you scroll down, she has a thing that says how to start a sourdough starter. So I literally just read through the directions and I was like, I'm following this piece by piece, because obviously my research was not compatible. So I'm doing it her way, and she uses like half whole wheat flour, half bread flour. So that's what I'm trying, and I will let you know the next time I do a video and how that goes. But yeah, started that today. We're gonna see how that works out. And I started a Harry Potter puzzle. I bought these 2 puzzles like from Target so long ago. This is back when I first started working at Target. So this was October of 2024. So I probably bought them in like November. They've been sitting here for a year, or not here, but they have been in my presence for a year and a half, and I have not done these puzzles. I did another one. It's glued, and it's in my bathroom at the moment. It's really cool. I've had it for so long. It was like passed on from my mother, or like my nana or something, and I've always wanted to do it and glue it together, and I did it, and it was hard because it's like metallic. Like each piece, if you put it in the light a certain way, it was different colors, and I was like, how? It took me so long, but I finally finished that when I glued it. That was like the first like 2 weeks I think we moved in here. But I started the Harry Potter one today, which I'm very excited about because I'm thinking like I'm gonna hang puzzles up all around, and as you can see, I have a poster or a tapestry here that is new, and my plan is I'm gonna have a whole wall and puzzle wall. So like there's gonna be puzzles up here and tapestries and posters and whatever else my little heart desires. I'm gonna put them up here. And we got a new couch. I don't know if you noticed, but we got a new couch, and it's so much more comfortable. Oh my Lanta, it was like $150 from Facebook Marketplace from this nice lady. I had to run a U-Haul, go picked it up, brought it in here. Getting it in the apartment was hard because how my front door is, there's a wall like maybe 4 feet in front of the front door. So like front door's here, there's a wall here, and then it's like a corner. So like you had to like maneuver the couch like sideways, but it didn't fit. So I had to unscrew the bottoms of the couch off, and all of the, forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, but all of the little screw heads were stripped as fuck. I mean, like, it was just a circle. Like, there was barely any spikes in it. Or, like, you know how a screw goes like that? It was like this. So, that was a lot harder than it was supposed to be. But we finally got it in here. And now we have this. And it is very comfortable. And it's bigger. It's not made for midgets. So, that's nice. No offense to the midgets, you know. I had a keen... Maybe I shouldn't say that. I was just telling Aaliyah the other day. Okay. So, when I was a kid, this is like when I was like probably 9 or 10, I had a fascination with midgets, with the little people. I don't know if they prefer being called little people or they don't care about the midgets. I don't know. It's the same thing as like autism and retard. I don't know. I don't know what y'all prefer. I love everybody. Let me just put that out there. I don't care if you're blue, purple, small, big, fucking smushed. I don't care. I love all. When I was 9 or 10, I had a fascination with the little people, with midgets. I was shocked that, because I met one time. I met a lady at a circus. This is making it so much worse, but I'm serious. I met a lady at a circus, and she was a little shorter than I was. And again, I was 9 or 10, so I was short. I was like 4'11". I had to be like 4'11". I was kind of a tall kid too. Maybe like I had to be like 4'11", 5 foot. And maybe I was a little taller than that. I don't remember, okay? I don't remember. But all I know is she was smaller than me, and that wasn't right because she was an adult, and she spoke like an adult, and she was an adult. She was drinking. Like, I knew that she was an adult. In my head, I was like, wait, she's older than me. Like, she's like dad's age, or like she's like mom's age. That's what I was thinking. But I was like, how do you do the things, you know, my mom and dad do when you're that short? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I genuinely just did not understand. Like, do you have to use a stool to like do the dishes? And it wasn't in a judgmental or like a funny way. Like, I was seriously so curious and like, anyway, so I had a fascination. Well, then, so I did some research and I figured out, I did a lot of research on little people's anatomy and I kind of like sorted out. Well, then when I got to the age of figuring out, you know, corn sites, that was one of the first things I researched. I didn't get off on it, okay? I didn't get off on it. It was strictly research purposes. And I was telling Aaliyah this story the other day. And I was like, oh my god. This is so bad. I'm sorry. If I ever met a little person ever again in my life, immediately becoming friends. Immediately. And yes, it's because they're little. 110%. You know how funny those little fuckers are? They're like, they are so funny. Or they're mean. I've heard that, but I've never met them. So like I've only met, no, but I was like a kid and I didn't talk to her. I just saw her and she was like standing next to me. But I guess I don't know anything about them. But like all the videos like I've seen, they're either funny as hell or they're kind of mean or they're like sweet as pie. Like they're just like, they're like regular people, Hannah. I need to cut that shit out. But oh my god, I don't even know how we got to this topic. I have no idea. I don't understand. Jesus Christ. I have quite a few events coming up. I'm going to a rodeo. I'm going to a rodeo on the 21st or the 28th. I can't remember. I think the 21st. I'm really, really excited about that because if you know me, you know I love the rodeo. I love mechanical bulls. I love real bulls even more, and I love watching people ride them. I do. I'm a sucker for it. I just think it's so entertaining and it's so much fun. I did concessions at a rodeo one time. I was helping my cousins out because one of my cousins is in 4-H. If you don't know what that is, it's like a pig show, and it's whatever you're thinking when you think of pig show, this is actual, like, you raise a pig, you get it to a certain weight, you can train it, you train it with like a little tiny whip, like literally a tiny little whip, and you showcase it and you show your pig off, and it's like, it's a big thing, and then people will bid on it, people will bid on the pig, which one is, I don't quite know the specifics of it, but it's hard work. So my cousin, she was really young when she started doing it, but she dedicated herself to it and she's so good at it. I mean, she's won many, many, many times, and she did a lot of things in the rodeo. She just got a cover of a magazine, which was like really cool. She's gonna be so successful. I'm so proud of her. But yeah, so anyway, I did concessions with, I did concessions at the rodeo that she was at, that the night that she performed, or I guess showed, I don't know the terminology for that, but I did concessions, and it was so much fun. Like, I had a blast, like, giving people nachos and hot dogs and, like, you know, anything that you get at concessions, french fries, like, all this stuff. It was so much fun, and I loved it, and I loved all the country people. It's just so cool, and I love the rodeo, and I've loved it ever since. And then I went and watched one. Shortly after that, I went and watched a rodeo. And it was just, the atmosphere is just so much fun. I'm going to Monster Jam. I've gone to Monster Jams ever since I was a little kid, and now I go without my dad now. Me and my dad used to go, and like the family and stuff, but maybe I'll invite him this year. It's not like he's not invited. Like, it's not that he's not invited, it's just he's usually busy. But yeah, so we're going to Monster Jam again this year. I'm super excited. Love Monster Jam. Same type of vibe. A bunch of rednecks, a bunch of mud, fucking everybody hooting and hollering and a mug of beer in their hand, okay? It's a great time. I love the redneckery. I love it. When I'm telling you, like, growing up, I was the girl who would wear camo and, like, Hunter Orange and, like, Ford shirts and camo hats and camo beanies and my little boots. You know what my Instagram name was? You want to know what my Instagram name was? Dude, my sister can confirm this. Oh, if my sister's watching, hey. She, like, my sister wanted to subscribe to me, and she was like, don't worry, like, I won't make it known your sister's on here. And I was like, dude, make it known. Like, I don't care. Like, please, show yourself. Show yourself. If you've ever watched Haunted House, you'd know. Oh my god, great movie if you've never watched it. Haunted House, 10 out of 10. But anyway, hey sis, she can confirm, my Instagram handle when I was a kid, camo, country, piggies. I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. Camo, country, piggies. And you know what I would post about? I had an obsession with Shane Dawson. That man is gay. And that man has had many canceled type of things going on. Obviously, I don't watch him anymore. But when I was like a kid and when he was really like popping, oh my god, I would post on my Instagram a picture of him and I would know when his birthday was. So I would tag him and then I'd be like, happy birthday to my and my sister sent me a screenshot the other day and I was like, oh my god, I was really hoping to never think about that ever again. But it's funny, it's something I laugh about now. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. But yeah, I was like a little country kid, like down to my boots. I was a little country kid. And it's funny because I almost like shit on it for a while, or like try to run away from it and I didn't want anything to do with it for like my teen years. Like went complete opposite direction. I went emo. I went emo / like hot Cheeto girl / that's it. But when you think of those two things combined, it created a very quiet human, but I was also very like, I was just different, man. I was trying to be someone that I was not. The emo, that's still stuck, okay? That's not a phase, Mom. It's not a phase. That was just, that's there to stay. But I love it though. I do. So now I'm like in a mix of, I'm a mixture between like emo and country. Okay. And like mountain girl. Okay. Maybe horse girl? I don't know. People use horse girl as a term that's like, you gotta stay away. But I just don't understand that. I never understood that. I love horses. Horses are beautiful creatures, and they are hard work to maintain. And the cowgirls who take care of them, hit your girl up. I'll come help you. I'll come take a ride with you, on you, with you. No, I'm just kidding. But no, dead ass though. Like cowgirls, they can get it down. They get it down. They work their asses off. Like, what's wrong with being a horse girl? I don't understand. They work harder than all the men who have something bad to say about them. What's so bad about that? I don't get it. But is what it is. I don't have to understand everything. Oh. But yeah, I like Are my boobs getting bigger? Don't look at them. You pervert. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But yeah, no, I like... And don't get confused either. It's just because my arms are like this and I'm wearing a bra. That's why. I got not much there, okay? Don't get it twisted. Well, I don't know what we was talking about before that, but I will say, if I ain't a dedicated basil mom, I don't know what I am. You should see. I have a picture of it. I'll put it in here. But so my poor basil, she was wilting because of the cold weather. So I took her inside. Well, she likes the sun too, and I have 2 separate plants. I have a baby, and she's like the other one's like a preteen, but I had to set them up in a way that they could get the sunlight from the outside like patio. And I have one on my side table, and then I have one like perched against my couch to where it's like leaning towards the sun because the big one was blocking it. And now I'm just sitting there looking at it like, dude, I am dedicated to this basil because I have a sticker on my laptop that says world's best plant killer, and it could not be more true. I am horrible with keeping plants alive, and I'll follow the directions, I'll do research, figure out what to do with them, and every single time I still kill them. Even succulents and cactuses, they are the easiest plants you could take care of, and I kill them. I don't understand. One of them caught on fire. Yes, I will repeat that. I had a little red and yellow cactus that I had for like 3 months strong. It was standing so strong. This is back at my dad's house. It's sitting on my nightstand. I got my nightstand, and I had my little cactus on the corner. I had my single cup coffee machine because it was skinny and like small. Next to it, I had a hat on top of the coffee machine, and then I had a candle next to the coffee machine, all on the same nightstand. So what happened was the candle was lit, the candle caught the hat on fire, the hat fell on the cactus, and the cactus caught on fire. Luckily it was like just like a little flame, because by God, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know how that fire was not raging because I was asleep. I fell asleep. I'd never have done that again. I've never done that again. That's so dangerous. Never fall asleep with a candle lit because you never know what's gonna happen, like that situation. But I fell asleep with that candle still on, and I woke up to the smell of it, and I was like, what the heck? And when I woke up and I like turned and looked over, that's when I saw the hat fall on it. And I was like processing what I was seeing. I was like, oh shit, like that's on fire. So I like got up really fast, like whipped the blankets up, and in my dad's house I had back balcony doors, so like I could open the door and I'd be outside. So what I did is I literally just like threw the fucking hat outside on the patio, and then I think I threw the hat first. I went back, grabbed the cactus, threw that, and then blew the candle out. And then that was it. There was no other damage done to it. There's still like a burn mark on my side table from where the hat fell. But, yeah, like even the hat like wasn't burnt all the way. Like it wasn't like a smoldering fire. It wasn't a huge, or I don't know if smoldering is the right word, but it wasn't like a huge fire. It was like this big of a flame that was like licking up the side of the hat, and when it fell, it just perfectly hit the cactus and just like caught on fucking fire. World's best plant killer, okay? That's me. That would be me. So, oh, don't fuck up the light. There we go. Yeah, so the fact that my basil has lasted as long as it has, I think it's been since November? October or November is when I planted them. So I planted them from the seed, and she's been she's doing really good. And after because when I noticed she was wilting out in the cold weather and I brought her inside, she was fine. She perked right back up. It was like nothing happened. She, like, literally, I left for like 2 hours, came back, she was standing all nice and tall. She was like, yeah, she was good. Gave them some water, and then they've been inside the past couple days because it's been cold out, and they're still doing fine. So whatever I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing all right. If I do say so myself. Pour you a nice cup of shut the fuck up. Oh my god, I watched that video the other day. I was cracking up so bad. But yeah. You know what's crazy is I tried to film twice these past like 2 weeks or week. I don't even know how long it's been, but I've just been stuck in such a slump. But I've tried recording twice, and both times, like, it was just not good. Like, I'd get 10 minutes in and I'd either start crying or I would just like stare into space and like not have anything to say. I wouldn't know what to say because it felt like anything that I said was wrong, or like it could not be posted because I was talking about very specific things going on in my life, or like going on with everything around me that I knew I couldn't post it. But now it's easier to talk about because I have narrowed it to like a bigger picture of things, is that I want to run away and I want to get out of here and I want to go to Colorado and I want to go road tripping and I want to just have a van and go live off the mountainside and feel peace. I just want to feel at peace. And I think a big part of me not feeling that right now is the fact that I've always, when I've pictured myself living, having my own place, when I've always pictured having my own place, I had this vision of like being out of Florida. And now that it's not like that and it's different, it's like I am ready to start over. I am ready to get out of Florida. I made the decision to stay here longer. I made the decision to hold out for another 1.5 years. I started questioning that decision. Not because of anybody else, but because of the dream that I've always had. And I knew that I would not be living the dream that I had. But I had a different sort of dream that was playing out. And I thought maybe I could live in this one while holding off on my own. Like little me's dream. I realized that I put off what I truly have wanted and desire for my whole life. I've lived my whole life for other people. And it depends who you ask. I have left people, especially relationships, in selfish ways for selfish reasons. So it depends who you ask. And I made I made those decisions because I knew I didn't want to be with that person, and I knew that it wasn't fair to them that they didn't know that I was feeling like that, so I would just leave them. Why would I be with someone that I don't want to be with? That's not fair to them. They need to be with someone who really wants to be with them, who will love them correctly. So obviously I took myself out of the equation. I don't want to be with you. But I never did it for me. I did it for them. So like either way, I've never made any decisions for myself, and moving was the one that I knew I would make for myself, because I would go by myself and I would be depressed and lonely for however long it took me to get over that lonely feeling. And I've been lonely before, and that's kind of what started this, was I was feeling alone. So it's just you can see it. I'm talking in circles. It's a whole cycle. It's a cycle that goes on, that has been happening with me for so long. And that's why I need to go talk to somebody about it and figure out why it is I want to run away so bad. And if I can figure that part out, then maybe, just maybe, it will be easier for me to live here until next year. And that's what I'm hoping for, is that they will help me not obsess over this so much. So yeah, because girl, let me be real, it's not just the environment, it's not Florida, obviously. The state itself didn't do anything to me. It's the trauma that I have in this state, the memories that I have in this state, the people that I knew in this state, the family that I had in this state that I don't have anymore. And that's where the real trauma comes in. And I need to get through that family trauma, and that friend trauma, and those bad memories, before I can move on and do anything. Because I know that if I leave, I'm never coming back. But if I get help and then leave, I know that, I'm hoping that I will want to at least come back and not be so miserable while I'm here. Because that's the goal, not to be fucking miserable. So on that note, I'm running out of things to, or my brain's just running out of words. I feel happier. I feel more calm than I have. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I want to thank everybody, even though you're very few. I love my few. I love my peoples. Thank you for everyone who has commented on the last 3. Thank you for everyone who has liked the last 3. Thank you to everyone for all your kind words and for just sitting here and watching me yap, or listening to me yap, or watching my cooking video. That was a fun one. I had a lot of fun editing that one. But yeah, I just want to thank you, especially if you made it this far. I hope one day maybe I'll go live and like we can all chat or something. But yeah, I don't know, not yet though, because if I start a live and I only got like me in there for an hour and I'm talking the whole time, by the time someone joins, I'm gonna be like, peace. But yeah, I'm gonna end it. See ya.